Right now at 5:30, we're tracking a developing situation out of Frankfort this morning. Dispatchers tell us firefighters on the scene of a fire at an apartment complex.
Also on WKYT this morning, a terrifying experience for a man in Nicholasville. Police say he was carjacked outside a store. We'll have more on that coming up in a live report. And investigators are learning more about a quadruple murder out in western Kentucky.
This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning and welcome in to WKYT. We're delighted you're with us as we get headed for the weekend and cold weather to come. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. You know, it's going to be cold, but we're going to make the best of it. And Thanksgiving is next weekend.
That's right.
So
and it just kind of sets the tone for the holidays and people doing some shopping and so forth. Let's check in with Micah in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, unbelievable. Thanksgiving's right around the corner. We don't even have a week until we hit Thanksgiving, so it's going to be a pretty fast go at it as we slide off into that and into Christmas. Yeah, get ready for that. 30s outside right now. As we grab our light coats before we take off, we'll need it not only this morning, but the afternoon too. Here's what it looks like, 51 degrees. Then we go off into the evening. It's going to be cooler today. We go off into the evening, and if you have any plans later on, yeah, just know you'll need a coat pretty much all day long. Even though we'll have the sunshine outside, it'll look good. It'll still be much cooler than yesterday, 8 to about 12 degrees cooler than what we felt yesterday. Good news is the wind's calming down. Bad news is it's going to pick right back up there for the weekend with cold air and also that winter mix. I'll show you that coming up in a few minutes.
A lot to deal with. Thank you.
We're tracking breaking news this morning out of the country of Mali. The American embassy in that country's capital urging American citizens to seek shelter after shooters stormed a Radisson hotel there.
The hotel chain says the hostages include 140 guests and 30 employees. An Army commander there says 10 gunmen stormed the hotel, shouting "God is great" in Arabic before firing on the guards and taking the hostages. We're tracking the story as it develops. We'll have more just as soon as we get it here in our newsroom.
And back here at home, developing news we are following out of Franklin County this morning. A large fire has displaced several people at an apartment complex.
And dispatchers tell us that the fire broke out at the Country Hill Apartments in Frankfort. WKYT's Mark Barber is joining us live from the scene with what we know so far. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. And firefighters are actually saying very little about this fire. They're actually letting police handle the release of information. However, what they are saying is that there was a casualty in this fire. Now, firefighters are staying very tight-lipped about that casualty. They're not expanding on what that means at all at this point. Now, we have been told that the fire is now out in that 8-unit apartment where it was burning here on Schenkel Lane. Now, we are not able to get a good look at the damage because crews here have asked us to set up down the road. However, we have been seeing a number of ambulances, fire trucks, and police cruisers driving in and out of this morning throughout the morning. Now, it is unclear what time this fire actually started. Investigators do say that they think it started sometime before 1 this morning. Now, the Red Cross is here today. We're told that they're helping some people who were displaced by this fire. At this time, it's unclear how many people were forced out of their homes because of the flames. Now, this morning, there could be a bit of a traffic impact as we start to head into more of the morning rush hours. Crews do have Schenkel Lane blocked off in both directions surrounding this apartment here. Police say they do not know if it will be open in time for those drivers who are working to get into work this morning. Now, we are told that while we haven't been told anything about how this fire started, really how serious it is or how bad that casualty is, we're told that police will be holding a press conference around 8 to 9 this morning. So we're hoping to have more answers from that press conference. Of course, we will bring you the latest as soon as we can get it. Live in Frankfort, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, and if experience teaches, if there is a news conference being held, it indicates that there's something a little more serious about the fire and at least some more information to get out. So we'll be on that this morning.
Well, new this morning, there were some scary moments overnight for a man after he was carjacked and kidnapped.
Police officers tell us that a man called them saying that he was held up at gunpoint in the Kroger parking lot. WKYT's Mike Byer is live from the Nicholasville Police Department with the details on that. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. Nicholasville police say they are searching for 2 men who they say robbed a Lexington man at gunpoint while he was at a Kroger gas station here in Nicholasville. Police say at around 10 p.m. the victim was at the Kroger gas station at Brandon Crossing. That's when 2 armed men approached him. Police say the 2 suspects then forced the man into his car by gunpoint, making him drive to the Camp Nelson Bridge at the Kentucky River. At that point, officers say they took his car, wallet, and money. From there, police say the victim walked to a friend's house who gave him a ride back to Lexington. Authorities say once the man arrived home is when he finally called Lexington police. Now, even though the victim called Lexington police, it's Nicholasville police who are handling this case since it happened right here in Jessamine County. Police say they have no suspects at this time, but that they're reviewing camera footage from the gas station. That's what we have right now. Live in Nicholasville, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, thank you so much, Mike. Well, he has a long criminal history and has spent time in and out of prison. So the question is, why was the man accused of killing a Richmond police officer released on parole just months earlier? Raleigh Sizemore was charged with murder after police say he shot Officer Daniel Ellis earlier this month. As part of a WKYT investigation, we obtained an audio recording of Sizemore's most recent parole hearing in April. At that point, he had served less than 3 years of a 10-year sentence for making meth and criminal mischief. Members of the parole board questioned if it would be a good decision to let Sizemore out on parole. As you'll hear in the recording, the board ended up granting parole anyway after hearing from Sizemore. It's a decision Officer Ellis's brother can't understand.
I'm done with this life. Everything I do, I get caught for it. And I try to work and I try to do everything I'm supposed to, and I just slip back in every time.
We are going to recommend you for parole. Please, 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 Mr. Sizemore, for your sake, you know, let's really put your heart into it this time.
We have the result of someone who lost their life because of the failure of the system. And we have to live with it, but we ask that our politicians, our state government, to do something about it.
Well, in the last 5 years, the Kentucky Department of Corrections has paroled more than half of offenders before their sentence was completed. Well, we have an update this morning to a story we've been tracking out of western Kentucky.
Autopsies have now revealed how a family in Callaway County died after their bodies were found inside a burned down home. State police say those preliminary results show that the husband and wife in the home both died of gunshot wounds. 2 children, a 5-year-old boy and an 18-month-old girl, died due to smoke inhalation. Police say the home was purposely set on fire to cover up the murders. Well, new this morning, ex-Subway pitchman Jared Fogle is now behind bars in western Kentucky. We'll take a look at video Fogle arriving at the Henderson County Jail. He has been sentenced to 15.5 years in federal prison for sex with minors and child pornography charges. He will stay in the jail until he is transported to another facility. A jail official told our sister station in Evansville that it is likely that he will be put in the general population.
Well, hundreds of people gathered in Allen County for the funeral of a 7-year-old murder victim. Some people in Scottsville stood along streets as a procession for Gabby Doolin's funeral passed. Police say someone killed Gabby last weekend after she disappeared from a football game at Allen County Scottsville High School. Police have not made any arrests in the case. The international manhunt continues for another key suspect connected to last week's terror attacks in Paris. As Tina Krause reports, fears of other ISIS-inspired attacks are spreading around the world.
Police across Europe are now focused on hunting down suspected terrorist Salah Abdeslam, who escaped after the attacks in Paris 1 week ago. On Thursday, French authorities confirmed the apparent ringleader, Abdelhamid Abaoud, is dead. This woman captured scenes from the raid that killed him on her cell phone. She says she saw Abaoud socializing on the streets of the Paris suburb of Saint-Denis just a day after the attacks.
My sister said to me, "Isn't that the guy we saw the other day? We said hello to the guys." I cannot believe he was just here.
French intelligence officials thought Abaoud was in Syria until they received a tip-off days after the attack that he was back in France. As the hunt for the terrorist continues, ISIS has released new videos threatening several attacks in France, Italy, and the U.S. The FBI says it's not aware of any credible threat of a Paris-style attack.
We're acting aggressively to defuse threats as they emerge, and we are vigorously investigating and prosecuting those who seek to harm the American people.
In Malaysia, President Obama arrived overnight amid heightened security. Authorities in the country issued an alert Thursday warning at least 10 suicide bombers affiliated with Abu Sayyaf are in Kuala Lumpur, where the president is meeting with Asian leaders today. Leaders of the terror group have pledged allegiance to ISIS. Tina Krause, CBS News, Paris.
Authorities think Abba Oud is connected to 4 other failed attacks in France this year, including one on that train in August when a gunman was overpowered by 3 American passengers.
Governor-elect Matt Bevin is furious over an editorial cartoon in the Lexington Herald-Leader that mentions his adopted children. The cartoon, drawn by Joel Pett, shows Bevin hiding under his desk from several pictures with the caption, "Sir, they're not terrorists, they're your own adopted kids." Governor-elect Bevin said the cartoon showed, quote, deplorably racist ideology. But Pett, the cartoonist, disagreed.
The cartoon was not about his children. It was about him and his fear of Syrian refugees. The children were mere props in it, much the same way they were props in his campaign commercials.
In a statement, Governor-elect Bevin said the tone of racial intolerance that he felt the cartoon showed would not be tolerated in his administration.
Well, new this morning, the woman who sparked the scandal surrounding the University of Louisville men's basketball team has now met with NCAA investigators. According to WDRB in Louisville, Katina Powell's lawyer says she met with investigators. The lawyer says the interview was not recorded and that Powell told investigators the same things she wrote in her book, Breaking Cardinal Rules. Powell claimed in the book that she and others were paid to have sex with recruits.
Time to check live drive traffic now at 5:41 this morning, and let's see what's going on out there on the highways and byways bright and early on your Friday. Looks like you're pretty good to go.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good situation. It's just going to be cold this weekend, so you want to have that heater cranked up in your car.
Yeah, and you know, begin to get your car ready for the
Yes.
cold weeks and
That's
months
a good,
ahead.
yes,
really
good reminder.
Top off those fluids and do the kinds of things
Yeah.
you need to do to prepare. A lot more news coming up on WKYT on your Friday morning.
Well, Carol Suchman might just be redefining the term Santa's Little Helper. We'll tell you why after weather.
We don't have much going on this morning around here, but we are watching the system back toward the Plain States, heading our direction. It will give us at least the possibility at a wintry mix. I'll show you when you can expect that coming up next.